True diversity is about more than just ticking a box. Gender diversity and participation of females has actually been a way of bringing extra money into the sport. I think some of the challenges for us in gender diversity have been that whilst the headline numbers look quite good, that we're an almost 50-50 participation-based sport between male and female, when you start to peel that away, there are areas in which we're not so strong. So for instance, our umpiring ranks are about 95% male and only 5% female. Our coaching ranks as well are probably only 20% female coaches coaching female teams when you get to the top end, our Premier League teams and our state teams. So for us as a sport, it's about recognising where we do have strengths, but also realising where we have opportunities in which to improve that diversity. In addressing the challenges of gender diversity at Hockey SA, our board has taken a leadership position and has led by example. Really the issue for us started out with addressing the underrepresented number of women that were on the board maybe 5 years ago, and we're now in a place where we've got 5 out of 8 board members who are female. We have a female chair and 2 of our 4 board committees are led by women. So really the board has taken the leadership and led by example, and then really it's cascaded down from there in terms of addressing better gender diversity across the sport. Certainly it makes sense for us to have a greater gender balance around the boardroom table. I feel like boards are teams and they make their best decisions when there's a diversity of views in the room. We set in place a new constitution back in 2014 that required not less than 1/3 of either gender to be on the board, and that was really a key way of us making sure that we didn't become too lopsided one way or the other in terms of either gender dominating, and making sure that we have a balanced view. And we just found that with that balance in the room, the board is performing much stronger. There's a risk that state sporting organisations could be left behind if they don't embrace gender diversity. I've seen in research that I've read as a company director previously with hockey and with other organisations that there's quite a lot of science and data now starting to form behind the view of diversity being important for boards and for leadership of organisations, that they need to bring in different diverse perspectives into their decision making. It makes sense for membership-based organisations for their leadership to represent the value base of their members, and there's no better way of doing it than making sure that the leadership group reflects the genders, the cultural values and identities of its members. So Hockey SA has probably only really started to come to grips in the last couple of years with how strong we are male dominated in our umpiring and coaching ranks. And it's probably been only in the last 12 to 18 months that we've started to put in place some programs that will begin to target and identify young female umpires that are coming through. We've got a good group of 20-ish-year-old female coaches that we're starting to target and build into them. And those programs and initiatives really have only been in the last 12 to 18 months that we've started to identify and build into. And it'll take us some time to address getting the balance in those areas. So one of the benefits we've seen out of the high numbers of female participants that we have in our sport is that we actually had one of our sponsors who deliberately approached us and was interested in sponsoring us because of the particularly young teenage females that we had that were a part of our membership, and they were particularly interested mainly in targeting the females and not the males. So gender diversity and participation of females has actually been a way of bringing extra money into the sport. I think in talking to other state sporting organisations, I would emphasise the fact that there's not just one answer, or there's not just one solution or one thing that you need to do to get gender diversity right. It's like an onion that needs to be peeled away layer by layer, that starts with governance and leadership. It goes through management, it goes through different levels of the sport, and making sure that we've got diversity in each of those different layers of the sport.